Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to Mathematics with Shahab Yaqub. So now we are starting with this paper. It's Pure Maths P1, October, November 2025. And yes, from this year, actually, from 2025, they also have a fourth variant. So now they have 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, and then 1 4 is missing in action. So they have this variant 1 5. Since most of you are doing S1, so then it's 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, and then 5 5. That is the next one. So now the time is 10:16. So the starting time is 10:16 p.m. And let's get started. So now let's look at the first question. It says a circle has center 2, 6, and then the radius is 10. Find state the equation of the circle. So it's a usual traditional question, nothing special. First thing first, let me write x minus h whole square, y minus k whole square is r square. So now let me plug in things where they belong. So x minus 2 whole square, y minus 6 whole square is r square. That is 10 square. You can write it as 100. You can write this thing as 10 square. That's the first thing. Now it says the circle passes through this point. In other words, point lies on a circle. So x minus 2 whole square, y minus 6 whole square is equals to 10 square or 100. Now this 8, this goes in place of x. And this k, it goes in place of y. So this is k minus 6 whole square. This one is x minus 2 whole square. And there is a positive sign, and this equals to 100. And instead of x, yes, I can plug in the value of x, which is 8. So let me write 8 over here. So now let's simplify. So this is 6 square, which is 36. This is k minus 6 whole square is 100. So therefore, k minus 6 whole square is 100 minus 36, which is 64. K minus 6 is equals to plus minus 8. Write both the options unless there is some limitation. Either or. K minus 6 is negative 8. K minus 6 is positive 8. K is 6 minus 8, which is negative 2. K is 6 plus 8, which is 14. What are they asking? They are asking the two possible values of k. So therefore, k is negative 2, k is positive 14. That is the first thing. So now people make a habit of also checking the answers. The answers are already given to you. The PDFs were shared. I'm talking about students who are in my class. The other people, they also have their all the resources and everything. So question number 1 is done. Now let me focus on question number 2. So now this is like certs with GP. So beautiful combination. Geometric progression. First term is this, second term is this. So always write for yourself. Instead of the examiner, write things for yourself so that things are simplified. Just getting some water. So now the common ratio, that is T2 over T1, 5 minus root 2 over 3 plus 4 root 2. So now you have to rationalize. That is 3 minus 4 root 2. 3 minus 4 root 2. That is the way of rationalizing. So now we know this thing. That is a plus root b. A minus root b. That would be a square minus b. A square minus b square, a plus b, a minus b. That is the logic that's applied over here. So now numerator, 5 into 3, 15. 5 into 4, 20 root 2. That is 3 root 2. and this root 2 becomes 2, and that's 4 into 2. This whole thing is being divided by this is 3 square minus 4 root 2 square. So now this is 15 plus 8, that's 23, minus 23 root 2, and the denominator is 9 minus 16 into 2. So 9 minus 32, that is 23 with a negative sign. So 23 at the top, 1 minus root 2 divided by negative 23. So that is negative 1 into 1 minus root 2. That is root 2 minus 1. So that is what you got as common ratio. Find the common ratio, give your answer in this form. So 3 marks is just for common ratio. So this is root 2 plus p. It's coming out to be root 2 minus 1. In other words, p is negative 1. So I hope this is all good, all clear. Find the sum to infinity of this progression. Now, in order to find sum to infinity, that is a over 1 minus r. What is a? A is 3 plus 4 root 2. That is 3 plus 4 root 2 over 1 minus r. So this is 1 minus root 2 minus 1. So therefore, this is root 2 minus 1. Yes, and this minus minus will make it plus. So therefore, this is 3 plus 4 root 2 divided by 2 minus root 2. So we have to rationalize it again. So a over 1 minus r, that is root 2 minus 1. And are they asking anything? No, not as such. So I think let's rationalize. And this is 2 plus root 2. And this is 2 plus root 2. Now I'm thinking of any other option. So if I take root 2 common, and still it would be the same kind of thing. So now this is 3 into 2, that is 6, 3 root 2. 4 root 2 into 2, that is 8 root 2. And 4 root 2, that's 4 into 2. The whole thing is being divided by 2 square minus root 2 square. So now this is 6 plus 8, that is 14. This is 11 root 2. And this is 4 minus 2, that is 2. So this is 14 over 2, which is 7. That is 11 over 2 root 2. So I think that is enough. Sum to infinity, that is the answer. So this is in the exact form. This is in the exact form. Let's move to the third question. Now the third question says, express in the completed square form where a, b, c are rational numbers, just the normal numbers to be determined. 2 marks. The curve with the equation and the line y is equals to k have exactly 1 point of intersection. Use your answer to part A or otherwise. Both options are there. State the value of the constant k. Naturally, answer of part A will give you a quick answer for 1 mark, but the otherwise option is also available. So now, first of all, what is the strategy? That is, make sure the coefficient of x square is 1. So this is x square. This is 10 over 4x. This is 6 over 4. That is the first thing that's written over here. 4 as it is, x square. This is 5 over 2x plus bracket square minus bracket square plus 3 over 2. What goes inside the bracket? Half the coefficient of x, that is 5 over 4. This is 5 over 4. Rewrite the first 3 terms as a perfect square. These are the first 3 terms. So therefore, this is 4. This is x plus 5 over 4 whole square. And what else is there? Minus 25 over 16. And this is 3 over 2. Now open it up with a 4 on the outside. That is 4x plus 5 over 4 whole square. That is negative 25 over 4. And what else? 3 over 2, 2 ones are 2 twos are 2 threes are 6, like this. And then 4 6 are 24. So minus 1/4. And this is 4x plus 5 over 4 whole square. So now they're asking nothing about the turning point, but it's my habit to do it. Maybe it will be useful. A x minus h whole square plus k. A is positive, that's the shape. The turning point h is negative 5 over 4 and k is negative 1/4. So therefore negative 5 over 4 and negative 1/4. That is the coordinate of a turning point, which is a minimum. Now over here, use your answer to part A. What is in part A? The completed square form, the turning point. State the value of the constant k. Now think for a second. Let me draw the sketch and let me make it thinner. So if I draw the sketch, the x coordinate is negative, so is the y coordinate. And let me just draw this curve. So it has a minimum point, negative, negative. So let me draw this curve over here, something like this. And let me push this bar a little bit down. So now over here, if I mark the turning point, this is negative 5 over 4. This is negative 1/4. It's not drawn to scale, something like this. Now, y is equals to k is a line. It's a horizontal line. So if I draw this horizontal line, if it's over here, it's not cutting, not cutting, not cutting. It's touching at one point. And anything above, it would be cutting at 2 points. So they have exactly 1 point of intersection. So that 1 point is the tangent. So therefore, the value of k, y is equals to negative 1/4, y is equals to k. So the value of k is negative 1/4. At this point, it is tangent to the curve. 1 point of intersection means tangent. So that is using answer of part A. What if someone wants to do otherwise? I won't do the whole thing, just give you the hint. 4x squared plus 10x plus 6 minus k equals to 0. Make a single equation. And then this is like A, this is like B, this is like C. So therefore, b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. So that is 10 square minus 4 into 6 minus k equals to 0. And when you would solve, you will find the value of k. Okay, so you will find the value of k, which should come out to be the same thing. All good, all clear. 6 minus k, that is 10, that is this thing. Okay, now let's move on. Circular measure. Now, circular measure, what is the first thing that needs to be done? The very first thing is that your calculator should be in the radian mode, and you should use all the formulas that you have learned in class. Now it says the diagram shows the design for a logo company. Company's new logo means the same thing. The sector of the circle center O, the sector of the circle center O has radius r. The acute angle is pi by 3 radians. The quadrilateral is a rhombus. Find an expression for the perimeter of the design. So now this particular thing, give your answer in terms of pi and r. Expression for the perimeter. Now, first of all, the perimeter includes the solid line. The perimeter includes the solid line, which is very easy. Since it's a rhombus, that's r and r. So let me write over here. This is r, this is r. What else is there? So now if I mark this thing like this, so this whole thing over here, that is that circle. Okay, it's not forming, so just ignore it. So now this thing that you are drawing, let me make it thicker so that it's visible. Now let's go this way. Like this. Now over here, this angle is pi by 3. So this angle, let me call it theta. So theta is 2 pi minus pi by 3. That is 6 minus 1, which is 5 pi by 3. That is this angle. The radius is still r. So now for the perimeter, you need to find this arc length plus the radius plus the radius. Very simple. So now over here, perimeter is arc length, major arc. No labeling is there as such. So that is r into 5/3 pi. So perimeter is 5/3 pi plus r. So that is 5/3 pi r plus 2r. If you want, you can take r common out, but as such, there is no need because they did not specify it. Okay. Now the next thing. It is now given that the perimeter of the design is 200. Find the area of the design. So what is the first thing that needs to be done? The first thing that needs to be done is to find r. So now take r common. That is 5/3 pi plus 2. That is equals to 200. So r is 200 divided by 5/3 pi, 3.142 plus 2. Now let me grab my calculator. And this is 5 into 3.142 divided by 3 plus a 2 reciprocated and into 200. So that comes out to be 27.64. So R is 27.637. Let me use this 637 centimeter. I'm using 5 SF. Now area of the design. Now think about it. What needs to be done? So now the area of the design, what is it? If I draw it like this, so this is a triangle. This is the major arc. Maybe if this segment was there, you can subtract the segment so you can get the area up till here and then add the triangle. That's one thing. Or just take this triangle. That is the same thing as this plus the major arc. So the very first thing I want to do is that first work in terms of r and this angle and then insert the value of r at the very, very end. That is very necessary. So now, first thing, area of major segment, actually sector. Area of major sector, that is half r square theta, that is 5/3 pi. That is 5 over 6 pi r square. That's area of major sector. Area of triangle, it's half AB sine C. Area of triangle, it's half AB sine C. That is half into r into sine of pi by 3. Use the exact value. That is half. That is root 3 over 2. That's the value of sine of pi by 3 into r square. That is root 3 over 4 r square. Therefore, there are two triangles. This is triangle 1, this is triangle 2, and this is the major sector. So just add all of them. So therefore, area of this logo, right? That's the design. So area of this logo design, that is 5 over 6 pi r square plus 2 into root 3 over 4 r square. So let me grab this thing out. That is 2 ones are 2 twos are. I can simplify it. And let me just take r square common. That is 5 over 6 pi. And this one is root 3 over 2. And this is r square is 27.637. The whole thing square, that is 5 over 6 into 3.142 plus root 3 over 2. I remember this value if I'm not mistaken. That is 0.8660. Do check it out. And then I can get the answer. The final answer is 2661.6. So this is 2661.6, which can be written as 2660 centimeter square, correct to 3 SF. That is the general rule and also written over here. So now this is all good, all clear. So now let's move on. Okay, so this is question number 4. So far, so good. Now let's focus on question number 5. Now question number 5, it says, solve the equation. This is x cube minus 28 plus this thing over here. So now someone is messaged. Okay, people, I watch this when I'm solving this out. I watch the comments very less. Thank you for connecting back. So now solve the equation. So this looks like a disguised quadratic equation, and it will become x power 6. So let me write over here, let m is equals to x cube. Therefore, m square is x power 6. So now over here, I'll write m square minus 28 plus 27 over m square. My bad, over m, not m square. It will become m square later on. That equals to 0. Now I could have converted into x power 6 and then substituted this, or I did it just over here. Now this will become m square. So this is m square minus 28m plus 27 is equals to 0. And what else is there? So now over here, let me just save this thing. And this is m square minus m minus 27m plus 27 is equals to 0. m minus 1 minus 27, m minus 1 equals to 0. m minus 1, m minus 27 equals to 0. So therefore, m is positive 1 and m is positive 27. I'm deliberately focusing on the positive side. So now what is m equals to x cube? But m equals to x cube. So x cube is 1. Therefore, x is cube root of 1, positive cube root. Cube root of a positive number is positive. X cube is 27. X is cube root of 27. Cube root of 27 as 3. So x is 3, x is 1. That is the answer up till here. Okay, people. Now this thing is all good, all clear. This is question number 5. Let's move on. Question number 6. What is it about? Of course, it's about trigonometry. No rocket science over here. So now over here, let me choose the left-hand side. So first of all, let me write tangent theta is sine theta over cos theta. Therefore, 1 over tangent theta can be written as cos theta over sine theta. So now over here, I can write 6 sine theta. And this is cos theta over sine theta is equals to 4 over sine theta. Multiply by sine throughout. So 6 sine square theta plus cos theta equals to 4. Now use the identity sine square plus cos square equals to 1. So therefore sine square is 1 minus cos square. 6, 1 minus cos square theta plus cos theta. minus 4 equals to 0, minus 6 cos square theta, plus 6 plus cos theta, minus 4 equals to 0, negative 6 cos square theta plus cos theta, 6 minus 4 is positive 2 equals to 0. Get rid of the negative sign. 6 cos square theta minus cos theta minus 2 equals to 0. Now it's about middle term factorization. Let me just adjust this thing. So now over here, middle term, let's break it down. So therefore, this is 6 cos square theta minus 4 theta plus 3 theta. So let me write 3 cos theta minus 4 cos theta minus 2 equals to 0. 6 cos theta plus 2. And this is 6. This is 2 cos theta plus 1, my bad. So this is 2 cos theta plus 1. This is minus 2. 2 cos theta plus 1 equals to 0. Let me just remove this. This is causing distraction. So now over here, this is 2 cos theta plus 1 into 6 cos theta minus 2 equals to 0. And then what we can do is that we will write this as my bad. There is one small error. That is this thing. Let me work in the same color. That is 3 is common. And this is 3 over here. Okay. So now let me work it out. Cos theta is equals to negative half and cos theta is equals to 2/3. What is the range? First of all, that is the first part. Can be written in this form. So my bad, I think went a little bit overboard. Up till here, that is part 1. That is done and dusted. So now once this is done, this is technically the next part. Okay, so now it says, hence solve this equation. 6 sine theta plus 1 over tan theta is 4 over sine theta. That is this thing. So I got started with part B right away. Now, if I transfer it to the next page, that will cause some technical issues. So that's why I'm not doing it. And theta lies between 0 and 360 degrees. So that's the same thing. Theta lies between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. On the left-hand side, we have the third and fourth quadrant. On the right-hand side, we have the first and fourth. That is actually second and third. Okay, so first let me finish this. First and fourth quadrant, and this one is third and second. So now this is second and third. That is the first thing. Now these steps are very, very necessary. So now make sure that we won't skip. You should not skip the step. That's the thing. And what else is there? So now we can write the basic angle. Let alpha be the basic angle. Now it's for different for each one of them. Let beta be the basic angle. So now this thing is there. So cos of beta, actually cos of alpha is equals to half. Therefore, alpha comes out to be 60 degrees. That's a famous angle. Cos of beta is 2/3. Therefore, beta comes out to be, so let me go to the calculator and get this value, which is how much? That comes out to be 48.19 degrees. 48.19 degrees, work in 2 dp. This one is exact, so no worries. Now this thing is done. So the blue angle, so theta equals to second quadrant. That is 180 minus 60 degrees. Third quadrant, 180 plus 60 degrees. That is 120 degrees. That is 240 degrees. Good enough. And over here, the green ones, first and fourth. So theta is 48.19 degrees and 360 minus 48.19 degrees. So 360 minus 48, and we will write everything down so that the final answer, right in ascending order, the first one is 48.19 degrees, the next one is 120 degrees, then 240 degrees. The last one, let me write the rounded off value, that is 311.8 degrees. Actually, that was 81. So this is 311.81 degrees, but after rounding off, that becomes this thing. So these are the four answers. So part B, it's done above. Of course, don't do that in the exam. I'm just doing it right now over here. Now, question number 7, what is it about? So first, read the question. Now it says a manufacturer wishes to design an open cylindrical tank as shown in the diagram. The tank will have a base but no top. So it's open from the top. And then it says the outside of the tank will have a fixed surface area of 600 pi. So that is the curved surface area plus the base area. The radius r and the height can vary. Show that the volume of the tank is given by such and such. So this is one of those traditional stationary points question, as you will see on the next page. Okay. So now over here, let me first write this out. The surface area of an open cylinder, that is pi r square plus 2 pi r h. That's the first thing. And now this thing is equaling to 600 pi. So let me take pi common out. That is r square plus 2 r and h. That is this thing. So pi is taken common out. Now, if I equate it to 600 pi, the pi and the pi will cancel out. So therefore, r square plus 2rh is equals to 600. 2rh is 600 minus r square. Therefore, h is 600 minus r squared divided by 2r. That is the first thing. Because r is the missing piece of the puzzle, therefore h is the missing piece of the puzzle, so h should be made the subject. So what about the volume? So now the volume is, whether it's open or closed, that's pi r square h. That is pi r square, and what is h? 600 minus r square. 600 minus r square over 2r. So now what is cancelling out? This square and this r cancels out. I have pi, I have r, I have 2. I have pi, I have r, I have 2. I have the bracket, I have the bracket. So everything is set. Show that the volume is this. That's the third part. Now it says find the exact value of r, which corresponds to the maximum value of v, and find the maximum value of v. So we don't have to prove the second derivative test. We don't have to apply it. We just have to find r and v. So now let me just go with the flow over here. So now let me just write one more step. That is pi. And this is pi over 2. And let's multiply out r. That is 600 r minus r cube. That is necessary. So now dv by dr. So now I'm starting with part B. So dv by dr, pi over 2 remains as it is. 600r becomes 600. R cube becomes 3r square. So dv by dr, let me write r in this manner. That is equals to 0. So when you do this, so pi over 2 disappears. 3r square is equals to 600. R square is equals to 200. Therefore, r is square root of 200. Leave the answer as it is for right now. Are they asking exact value? Yes, that is the exact value. That's right over here. That is this much. Simplify it a bit more. That is 2 into 200 square root. That is root 2 root 100. That is 10 root 2 centimeters. Yes, mark over here. This is exact. Sometimes it's about significant figures. Sometimes it is about exact. This thing is done. So part B is done. Let me just do part C in the same flow over here. That is the value of V. So V is pi r over 2, 600 minus r square. So Vs, that is pi r over 2, and this is pi r over 2, and what else? 600 minus r square. 600 minus r square. So first of all, pi as it is, 2 as it is, r is 10 root 2, and this is 600 minus r square. R square is 200. Got it? So that is pi over 2 into 10 root 2, and this is 400. So now maximum value, they did not specify anything as such. So I think let's leave the answer in the exact form. So now let me take this 2, divide with this thing, that is 200 with a 0, that is 2000. So this is pi into 2000 root 2. That is the exact thing, which is centimeter cube. Double check. Yes, this is centimeter cube. So part C is also done. Let's move to question number 8. So one by one, we are moving along, and that is the kind of stamina that you need. So all these small tricks that I'm telling in the middle, that's what you have to do. The very first thing, let me give you the first piece of advice, is that be calm. There is no point in hurrying. Second thing, that is just work as if you are working in your home. Of course, that anxiety is there, but you cannot achieve anything by anxiety. So just work calmly as if you are at home. Third thing that you need to mark is that underline important details. And the fourth thing, that is show all necessary working. And the fifth thing, that is read question carefully. Whether it's about decimal place, whether it's significant figures, whether it's in terms of pi, whether it's in terms of surds, and so on. So read things carefully. So these are some of the important pointers. Be calm, work as if you are working from your home, underline important details, show all necessary working. Everything that I'm doing is necessary. Read question carefully. What exactly are they asking for? What is the demand of the question? So now let's look at question number 8. The diagram shows the curve. The shaded region, let me underline and put your pencil like this. The shaded region is bounded by the curve, the x-axis, and these two lines. The curve, the x-axis, and these two lines. So it says so, and it's written also, where a is a positive constant. Now it says the shaded region is rotated 360 degrees about x-axis to form a solid. So this thing is about volume of revolution. The official name is volume of solid of revolution. So volume is pi. There should be limits, and like C and D, f of x, the whole thing squared dx. That is what you have to do. The solid volume is such that volume is greater than or equal to 46 pi. Show that. Find the range of possible. So the range I can do before that. That is easy. That is 9a square plus 5a minus 46. 9a square minus 5a plus 46 is greater than or equal to 0. So it's just amazing how they have taken a question of volume and related it with quadratics. So 9 into 46, how much is that? 9 into 46 is 414. So you don't need 414 as such. Just write over here 9 into 46. 9 is 9 and 46 is 2 into 23. And this is 9 into 2 is 18 into 23. The difference is 5. Perfect. So this is 9a square. And this is plus 18a minus 23a plus 46 is greater than or equal to 0. So this is 9a plus 2 minus 23a a plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. That is a plus 2. 9a minus 23 is greater than or equal to 0. So now what you need is a small number line. You need a small sketch over here, and you need to mark the roots. So this is negative 2. So this is minus 23 plus 18. Let me double check. Oh, my bad. That is plus 5a minus 46. That's happened when you are copying it in a hurry and then looking at the comment and all these things. So now plus 5a. So I need to change this. Okay, let me just remove this. So now this is minus, this is plus. Now it's all good. 9a, a minus 2 plus 23 a, this is 23 and this is 18. So this is minus 46 or plus 46. This is minus 46. Correct myself. And this is minus. So 9a common, a minus 2, 23 common, a minus 2 is greater than or equal to 0, a minus 2. And this is 9a plus 23 greater than or equal to 0. So this is positive 2. This is negative 23 over 9. And the inequality answer is this. That is extreme right, extreme left, because this is greater than or equal to 0. So therefore, a is greater than or equal to 2 and a is less than or equal to minus 23 over 9. Find the possible values of a. So we know that a has to be positive. So this is the correct answer. A is greater than or equal to 2. So now let me just have a look over here. And this is all good, all clear. Okay. So now let's move on. And yes, the first part is there. My bad. I did the second part first. So that is why always a good idea to double check. Now the first part, that is simple integration for volume. Simple, but for volume. So now volume. This is, let me thin out the marker. That is, what are the limits? The limits are a and 2a. And don't forget the pi. Now this thing, y square is 6x plus 5. So I've squared it on the sidelines. That is 6x plus 5. And this is dx. And let's do it individually. So this is pi. This is 6x square over 2 plus 5x plus this thing. So now over here, 5x and plus a constant of integration c. That thing is there on the outside. And of course, there is limits, so the c will disappear. Now the lower limit is a, the upper limit is 2a, pi as it is, a big curly bracket, then a square bracket. That is 3 into 2a square and 5 into 2a. Close the bracket, another bracket, that is 3 into a square plus 5 into a. Now, in order to keep things on the right track, that is 2a, that is 2a squared, that is simple 2a, that is a squared, that is a. So now let's simplify, that is pi. And this is 2 square is 4, 4 into 3, that is 12a square. And this is 10a, bracket closed, minus this is 3a square plus 5a. So now this is pi as it is. And 46 pi, the pi will cancel out later. That is 12 minus 3, that is 9a square. 10 minus 5, that is 5a. Now this is volume. Now volume is greater than or equal to how much? Volume is greater. Why is it coming down? Volume is greater than or equal to 46 pi. That is 46 pi. So therefore, pi bracket 9a square plus 5a bracket close is greater than or equal to 46 pi. So now this pi and pi cancels out. So 9a square plus 5a minus 46 is greater than or equal to 0. So that is the thing. So now this thing is done and dusted. Question number 9. Now it says in the expansion, let me underline things. in the expansion of this thing. The first term is a constant, power is 4. The coefficient of x is equal to coefficient of x squared. The constants p and q are both positive. Find the ratio, give your answer in its simplest form. It is given that the coefficient of x cubed is this much. Find the values of p and q. Let's work it out. So now, first of all, coefficient of x. So coefficient of x, that is 4c1. This is qx raised to power of 1, p raised to power of 3. 4c1 is 4, this is p cube, this is q, this is x. So this is the coefficient. Then if I write coefficient of x squared, that is 4c2. And now this is p raised to power of 2, qx raised to power of 2. 4c2 is 6, this is p squared, this is q squared, this is x squared. So let me just do one correction over here. There is no correction, just writing it darkly. So now, first of all, this is your coefficient of x. And this one is your coefficient of x squared. So now these two coefficients are equal. So therefore, 4p cube q is equals to 6p square q square. So now we need the ratio p is to q. So therefore, p cube q divided by p square q square, that is 6 is to 4. So p square over p, that's p at the top, and a q at the bottom, that is 6 is to 4, that is 3 is to 2. That is the ratio. Now it says it is given that the coefficient of x cube is this much. So now coefficient of x cube, that is 4c cube. This is p, this is qx power 1, power 3 first, and then this one. So 4c3 is 4, this is p, this is q cube, this is x cube, and now that is the coefficient that's right over here. So now this thing is equals to 486. So 4p q cube is 486. So let me grab this thing. That is over here. What is 486? 486 divided by 4. That is 121.5. So 121.5, or let's divide by 2. So if I divide by 2, that's 243. So 2p q cube is 243. Okay, now I have this ratio. This is like equation number 1. So if I want to replace p, that is 3 over 2q, and that's easy to replace. Got the idea? Why is it easy to replace? Because p is in terms of q, and p is all alone. So therefore, p 2 into 3 over 2q into q cube is 243. So now cancel out the things. The 2 and the 2 cancels out. And this is q power 4 is 243 over 3. So 243 over 3, I think it's 81. So q power 4 is 81. Therefore, q is 81 raised to power of 1/4. The fourth root of 81 is 3. They have already said it's a positive constant. Otherwise, it could be positive negative 3. So q is positive 3. Q is negative 3. Reject and accept. Now, what about p? P is 3 over 2q. So p is 3 over 2 into q, that is 3, that is 9 over 2. So the final answer, make a habit of writing it. That is p is 9 over 2 or 4.5, and q comes out to be 3. That is the final answer. So always highlight stuff. Always highlight stuff. That is very, very necessary. Okay, Jay. So now what's next? Okay, functions. Long-awaited functions. First, read it so I can have a whole idea about the whole thing. That is, the function f is defined by such and such. It's a reciprocal function. X is greater than 2. That is the domain. F of a is 4. Find the value of a. That is O-level stuff. Find an expression for f inverse. State the domain of f inverse. Okay. and the function g is defined by such and such, x is greater than this, show that f of g of x is kx, where k is a constant to be determined. So nowadays they are putting a lot of emphasis on composite. So it's on their mood, which day, which paper, which variant they want to focus on any particular topic. So now first thing first, f of a, that is 3 plus 7 over a minus 2, and f of a is equals to 4. So therefore, 3 plus 7 over a minus 2 is 4. 7 over a minus 2, 4 minus 3 is 1. 7 is equals to a minus 2 into 1. Therefore, a comes out to be 9. So that is the first thing, very basic thing. Expression for f inverse, very easy. Let y is equals to fx. Therefore, f inverse y is equals to x. So y is equals to 3 plus 7 over x minus 2. Y is equals to 3 plus 7 over x minus 2. Y minus 3 is 7 over x minus 2. Cross multiply. X minus 2 is 7 over y minus 3. X is equals to 2 plus 7 over y minus 3. But what is x equals to? X equals to f inverse y. So this is equal to f inverse y is equals to this thing. Therefore, f inverse x, that is 2 plus 7 over x minus 3. That is the inverse thing. Let's talk about this thing. Domain of f inverse is range of f. Now, how can I get the range of f? What I'll do is that I'll simply sketch this graph. So now over here, let me draw the x-axis and the y-axis. Let me compare it with, either I can do it with functions, the transformation, or I can write it like a over x minus h power 1 plus k. So therefore, h is 2 and k is 3. So I prefer this way. So h is 2, that is x is equals to 2, and k equals to 3. It's not drawn to scale. So this is y is equals to 3. And let me just, okay. So now with respect to this is first and third quadrant. So there it is. That's like this thing. It's over here and it's also over here. But we are interested in the domain x is greater than 2. So the domain that we are interested in is x is greater than 2. 2 is not inclusive. Why? Because it's an asymptote. Got the idea? So now the lowest y value is 3. The other y values are infinity. Therefore, the range of the original function is fx greater than 3. Got the idea? That is how this thing is done. So there is also another way. If you want to understand, let me tell you another way also. So that another way is this thing. No, that just looks bad. Okay. So the other way is this thing. Fx is equal to 3 over 7x minus 2. Fx is equals to 7 over x minus 2 plus 3. And one other thing, range of fx, but we will write it as domain x is greater than 3. That is the answer. Range of fx is fx greater than 3. And then we have to write it like this. Now, this is the alternative way. So now domain is x lies between greater than 2 and lesser than infinity. So if I plug in 2 over here, that is 7 over 2 minus 2 plus 3. This becomes undefined because anything divided by 0 is undefined. This is 0. And this whole thing becomes undefined plus 3 is still undefined. For our purpose, let's call it infinity. If I plug in infinity over here, f of infinity, that is 7 over infinity minus 2 plus 3. So now infinity minus 2 is infinity. 7 over infinity is 0. I'm left with 3. So therefore, this comes out to be 3. So therefore, the range of this function lies between 3 and infinity, which is exactly the same thing as obtained over here. So yes, I can do it by calculation also. That is my way of doing things. Okay, so this thing is all done and dusted. So now f of gx, what is fx? Fx is 3 plus 7 over x minus 2. So fx is 3 plus 7 over x minus 2. Now, at this point, when you reach this stage, it becomes very tiring. And at this stage, you have to make sure that whatever sugar resource that you have, some kind of candy bar, chocolate bar, something like that. So that stamina has to be maintained. The paper is not difficult, but since it's a lot of algebra, that's very, very time consuming. So f of gx. So what does f of gx actually mean? That means if f of x, whatever is over here, that goes over here. So f of gx means in place of x, write gx. So therefore, f of gx that is 3 plus 7 over gx minus 2. Now, gx is already in a fraction form. Let me first simplify gx minus 2, just the denominator. So this is 1 plus 4x over 2x minus 3 minus 2. That is 1 plus 4x minus 2 into 2x minus 3 divided by 2x minus 3. So this is 1 plus 4x minus 4x plus 6 over 2x minus 3. So 4x will cancel out. This is 7 over 2x minus 3. So that is gx minus 2, the denominator. Okay. So this is 3 plus 7, and this is 7 over 2x minus 3. I think I've made life much easier. So the 7 and 7 will cancel out, and this will be this thing that is over here. So now this is 3 plus 2x minus 3. So 3 will cancel out, and I got 2x. So f of gx is 2x. They already said that it would be kx. That's good. So now this is like kx. So therefore, the value of k is 2. Now, it all depends on how you make your life simpler. I made my life simpler by taking this denominator from here. That is my denominator. I wrote it over here and I simplified it. And then when I simplified and plugged in over here, life became even simpler. The 7 and 7 cancel, and this flips and goes up. And then 3 and 3 cancels, and that's how you get it. Now, just imagine if you were doing one on top of the other, very, very high probability that you will get it wrong because of all the mess up. Question 11, is this the last one? Yeah, that's the last one. So usually question 11 is the last one. So now it says the diagram, let me charge the pencil a bit. The diagram shows the curve with equation such and such, and the tangent to the curve at point P. The point P has x coordinate 3. First, read the whole question. Find the equation of the tangent to the curve at P. Give your answer in this form. Perfect, easy. The second one, and just don't be overconfident. That's also a piece of advice. The shaded region is bounded by the curve, the x-axis, and the tangent to the curve. Find the exact area of the shaded region. So first, they asked about volume. Over here, they're asking about area. That is area under the line, area under the curve, and things like that. And then the graph is transformed and all these things in the direction and so on, 1 and 2, 3 marks. So it's good that they have asked about transformation at the very, very end. So now let's get started with this thing. So now first thing first, that is y is equals to 4x squared minus x cubed. So y is equals to 4x squared minus x cubed dy by dx, that is 8x minus 3x squared. The x coordinate is 3. When x is 3, dy by dx, that is 8 into 3 minus 3 into 3 square. 8 3s are 24. This is 27. That comes out to be negative 3. Gradient of tangent is -3 because that's dy by dx. Now let me also plug in when x is 3, y is how much? Y is 4 into 3 square. I can also take common minus 3 cube. 3 square is 9. 9 into 4 is 36. 36 minus 27, that comes out to be 9. So the coordinate of P is 3, comma 9. So coordinate of P is 3, comma 9. That thing is already there. What else? The equation y minus y1 is equals to minus 3x minus x1, expand, minus 3x minus 9, and this is y minus 9. So just double check. So now over here, this is positive 9, this is positive 3. The gradient is not 3, gradient of tangent, or is it normal? The gradient of tangent. So 24 minus 27 is this thing, and y is 9. So therefore, there is this thing, this becomes plus 9. Yes, that could have been a major blunder. So y is equals to minus 3x plus 18, and that's the equation. So that's of the form this thing. Now what do we need? Shaded region and all these things. Now, first thing first, that is this thing. That is this line over here. This line is cutting the x-axis. So let's say it's cutting the x-axis at this point q, small q, comma 0. So therefore, y is equals to minus 3x plus 18. When y is 0, therefore 3x is 18, therefore x is 6. So the coordinates of q is 6, comma 0. That is 6, comma 0. That's right over here. Now let me draw a vertical line like this. And let me erase the extra stuff. That is this thing over here. That is this thing up till here. And over here. So I can find the area of this triangle. So this is 3. This is 6. This is 9. This is right angle. So therefore, area of triangle, area under the line, that is half into base into height. So 9 threes are 27 over 2. Leave the answer as it is for right now. That is unit square. What else is there? Area under the curve. So what do I need? I need this thing. So let me just darken this thing. Okay. So hold for a second. I need this coordinate. I don't know what it is, but of course I can find. So let me call this point as r, small r, comma 0. So curve meets the y-axis. So curve meets x-axis, not y-axis. Therefore, y is equals to 0. So x square common, 4 minus x equals to 0. X is 0. That is this point, not relevant to us. And x is equals to 4. So this is between 3 and 4. That is the area that we are talking about. That means if we find this blue area, subtract it from the area of the triangle, you will get the area of the shaded region. So therefore, let me do this thing over here. Area under curve. That is area between the limits. This is 3, this is 4. And what's the equation? 4x squared minus x cubed. That is 4x squared minus x cubed dx. That is 4x cubed over 3 minus x power 4 over 4 between the limits 3 and 4. So now let's plug in the limits. That is 4 third something cube minus something power 4 over 4 minus 4 third something cube minus this is something power 4 over 4. A bracket, another bracket, curly bracket, and therefore let me just plug in 4 over here. So that is 4, that is 4. And over here, that is 3, that is 3. So let me simplify. 4 cube, 64 into 4, that is 256 over 3. This is 4 cube, that is 64, minus 3 cube is 27 over 3, 9, 4 nines are 36. And this is 36 minus, that is 81 over 4. So now this is negative 64, negative 36. This is 256 over 3. I think this becomes positive. So this is 256 over 3. And this is 81 over 4. So now this is negative 100. And I don't have the other calculator handy. So let me just multiply it out. So I have to work with this thing. So 256 over 3, 81 over 4, multiply by 3, make it 12. So this is 243. Multiply by 4, make it 12. So that's 1024. And 1024 plus 243. So that is 1267 over 4. 1267 over 4. And then 1267 minus 400. That is 867 over 4. If I'm not mistaken, this is what I'm getting. And let's see. So now this is 867 over 4, something like that. So therefore, area under curve is 67 over 12. 256 over 3 minus 64 minus 36 minus 81 over 4. So let me use a calculator before I make some mistakes. So no use of doing fraction. And yes, everything is correct. That is 67 over 12. This is 67 over 12. So the difference is this thing is small. That is triangle. Triangle is bigger. So 27 over 2. So this is 27 over 2 minus 67 over 12. And this answer is coming out to be 95 over 12 square units. And that is the answer for this part. Now, what else is there? Now they are asking, the graph of this thing is transformed by a stretch of scale factor 1/3 in x direction. Let's underline every single thing. It is a stretch scale factor 1/3 in x direction. The point Q is the image of P under this transformation. So we have P, right? P was, I think, 3,9. Yes, 3,9. So P is 3,9. The transform shaded region is bounded by the transformed curve, the x-axis, and tangent to the transformed curve. Find the equation of the transformed curve in the form where m and n are integers to be found. State the coordinates of Q and the area of this thing. So now this is 95 over 12. Okay. So now what is happening? Now, first of all, as far as Q is concerned, that's not a big issue. So we know that y or f of ax, the transformation, the scale factor, that is 1 over a. And the next thing is that a point such as xy, after this transformation, that will become 1 over a multiplying with x, y remains as it is. So that's not a big deal. The scale factor is 1/3. So therefore, P is 39. So P will become Q. And let me write over here. So over here, P is 39 will become Q, which is 1/3 of 3,9. Therefore, Q is 1,9. So 1 mark for this. That makes sense. Now over here, what is happening? What is happening is that the area will be transformed. And what else is there? So now think about it, that if the area of this transform curve, if first it was 39, now it's becoming 19, correct? So now it's moving that way. The x coordinate is multiplying with 1/3. What about the equation of the curve? Let's first talk about this. So y is equals to 4 and x square minus x cube. So what goes in place of this thing? So when scale factor is 1/3, we will write 3x over here. So this will be replaced with 3x. This will be replaced with 3x. So 3 square is 9. 9 fours are 36. 4 into 9x squared minus 27x cubed. That is 36x squared minus 27x cubed. That is the equation of the transformed curve. And over here, this is 95 over 12. And over here, when we talk about the area, that area will be also multiplied with the scale factor. So it is a one-sided enlargement. So 1/3 of 95 over 12, because the x coordinate is multiplied by 1/3. So this is also multiplied by 1/3 because it's not similar triangle. If it was similar, it would be multiplying with 1/3 square. This is just the base. So that is 95 over 36 square units. And that is the answer. So now that was a very, very nice paper. That is October, November 2025, the new variant, the fourth variant, which is 1.5. Signing off for today. Take care. Stay tuned for more content on Mathematics with Shahab Yaqub.